I'm Sally from the B Team, and I'm here with a winter ingredient spotlight on spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash is a winter squash with a really sort of mild, sweet flavor. And unlike other winter squashes like acorn squash or butternut squash, it isn't really all that sweet or earthy. I mean, it is sweet, but not intensely so. And it is also very different in its texture. When you break it apart and cook it, the flesh breaks into these thin strands that are like spaghetti. So there goes the name for spaghetti squash. A lot of people actually use spaghetti squash as a replacement for pasta, and they serve it just as they would any kind of spaghetti because they want to have a nice sort of a low carb or low calorie substitute. And you can put it with a bolognese or a pesto, whatever you want to do with spaghetti, you could really do with the squash. I've got this one here, which is a good size. This was microwaved for about 4.5 minutes. And you don't want to cook it all the way through. It still is going to be difficult to cut, but this will help a lot. Okay. All right. So then you're just going to scrape out this sort of stringy flesh here and the seeds and get rid of those. Then you're going to drizzle the cut sides with oil and season them really liberally with salt and pepper and put it on a baking sheet cut side down and roast it in the oven about 400 degrees. Should do it for anywhere from 35 to 45 minutes, depending on how long you microwaved it for and then how big your squash is. I have this one here, which I've already roasted and let cool a little bit. And this was roasted cut side down, and then I flipped it over, and you can tell it's got a nice color. Okay, and then you want to take your fork and break up the flesh of the squash into these long strands. Now, my 3-year-old will eat this just like he does his favorite pasta, which is with lots of butter and plenty of Parmesan cheese. And this is just a slightly more grown-up version of that. I toasted up some shallots in the butter and then folded in these really great fresh herbs. Here there's a mixture of parsley, cilantro, dill, and chives. And it gives a really nice fresh flavor without overpowering the mild squash, which is nice. And really, however you serve it, if you want to go pretend that it's your spaghetti and serve it like pasta or keep it in mind like squash, I think that this is definitely an ingredient worth getting to know.